My first choice, I'm gonna go with Humberto Ramos. I was a fan of his from Impulse.
That was it.
That like first issue. Obviously I became a fan of Impulse with
Mike
Ringo.
Can't say with that.
His creation on Flash.
Yeah.
But then, Impulse series comes out. Here's this artist, Humberto Ramos, and I've stuck with him ever since. I've met the guy. He's just the nicest person you can ever meet. He's his art has grown, his art has changed, but it still stayed consistently fun. Yeah, it's he likes to call it like a Mexican manga.
Yeah,
he likes to call it, and it's just fun to see. His Marvel stuff that he's done in recent years with Runaways and the Wolverine.
Yeah, I remember the Wolverine. Like Wolverine's neck was just like up to here, and then you see the head, and it was just fun.
It's insane. It's fun. His stories are they're just enjoyable. I love it.
I think the way you see most of his growth was in his series Crimson, which
favorite series.
You start out and it looks like it's like him almost. I don't want to say fresh off of Impulse, but like around the same time. And the art is very reminiscent of that. And then as you see the series go on, you see like his more stretched out dimensions.
Yeah, you could see the main character Alex Elder. The series is about like a kid that turns into a vampire, becomes a vampire.
Against his will. It's forceful.
Yeah, but you see the main character Alex Elder at the beginning of the series, and you see him at the end of the series, and you see how, just look at that character throughout the series, and you see how he's just changed. Like, just the style has just completely changed. But it works. You know, it's not one of those styles that changes, and you're like, what the heck is he doing? You know? It's not like this. It's not going to make you complain or anything. It's going to actually make you enjoy the book still. So he's definitely an artist that, no matter what, he's consistent. Second artist, and my friend here, Ken, will agree, Joe Mad. We love you. Please come back.
Stop playing video games. Come on.
Yeah, come on, man. Like that Ultimates 3 was a tease. Like, you were the only reason why I picked up that series, and I will say that only reason.
I think it's a good point there too, is that the fact that they released that in black and white, just so you can see his pencils. Like, what other book are they releasing in black and white? Digitally, just because, like, you know what? We know you don't care about Jeff Loeb. You just want this art. Yeah. So here's the black and white, so you can just see the pencil lines. Like,
but guess what? We bought it.
Yeah.
Both color and pencil. Yeah. Because it's Joe Mad. He's an artist that I will eternally, just be in love with, from his was it
X-Men?
Well, even before X-Men, when he was doing like Marvel Comic Presents.
Okay, yeah.
That was his first shot, and then he did Deadpool and did
he did some indie title, didn't he?
He did Battle Chasers.
That was his Battle Chasers.
That one I would like to talk about, but I won't because it'll get him angry and me frustrated. That's really what we want him to come back for. Just do that. But he's just the American manga style. Like, here again with different versions of manga. He has an American manga style. The guy's from New York. He just has an incredible style to it. He's not from New York. Well, he lives in New York. Sorry, he went to school in New York.
I was saying he's here.
Asterisk. You just gotta put an asterisk.
Asterisk. There you go. Yeah. Continue on. Sorry. I didn't.
Yeah, his style is just like, from that point, from reading him so early on into Ultimates 3 is just so, amazing, so fantastic, and I don't know what else I can say. And
nothing more needs to be said.
Yeah, it's like I could go. There's a whole nother episode on just Joe Madeline. Last but not least, I will say Adam Kubert. He's one artist that ever since I was little reading Wolverine, I felt like he's a really incredible artist, but no one ever gave him, the credit where credit was due. He's done Wolverine, he's done X-Men, he's done Ultimate X-Men with Mark Millar, and he's done Superman, which I thought was an amazing run right there in itself.
Is he the one working on Astonishing Wolverine and Spidey?
Yeah.
Yes, he's the one doing that with Jason Aaron.
Yeah. Again, there you go.
Yeah. See, like it all blends together. But yeah,
there's a plan.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just a consistent artist. He doesn't get the credit that he is due. I think he's an amazing artist. He's just as good as his father.
I love his brother too, Andy.
Andy is a great artist, but I'm sorry, Adam. You did Wolverine. Favorite character right there. It's like,
there's a lot of artists out there like him and who do like just so much work in the industry, and they don't get the recognition. I mean, because it's like they're consistent, they're on time, and everything's well done. But because they don't have, like, I want to say, their definition piece that shows off their work, they don't get that name made for them. I mean, he has a name and stuff, but it hasn't been made. He's not.
It's like, son of
Legacy.
Joe Herbert,
Yeah.
type of thing. And one thing that people don't really notice or realize about Adam Kerber is he's a very experimental artist. If you when you read for instance, Batman Hush, you see Jim Lee's art experimented throughout the whole thing. Herbert was doing that before that. He was experimenting with different styles. He's doing like a sketch, no ink type of stuff. And
I think he's a very like old school traditional kind of artist, but he's really pushing that forward.
he likes to mix, like just the old style with new technology, and new ways, new methods. So he's definitely my third pick right there.
Awesome.
Okay.
Ken?
I'm gonna go hit Joe Mad too because he's phenomenal. I mean, you can't. I mean, he didn't go to Battle Chasers at all, but it was. I mean, there's a love note to like all those Zelda stories you saw then.
And it is definitely his defining work.
Yeah,
if you could pick anything, it's Battle Chasers.
Yeah, it's Battle Chasers to me. He did Darksiders recently, which is a video game for I believe PS3 and
Xbox
360.
It's both, and it's like like you're watching you're like I love this art, like I love it. The game's good, I mean it feels just like you're playing Zelda, but like it's still like a good. But you're like
you get stuck watching the design and artwork because he designed it. That's what happens.
Like you'll turn a corner, you're like look at the building, that's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Okay,
look at that creature.
oh he's gonna kill me.
wait. Pause.
Also, I'm gonna go with Scott McDaniel. He does. I mean, back in the day, he was up with Spider-Man. He's doing Daredevil stuff. He did, and then he went on to Nightwing, and that's where I'm just like, you just like before you had a crush, now you're just like, no, I love you. It's like, I love you. Like we should hang out sometime and we can cuddle. I don't know, but it's
get a nice book.
Yeah,
next
just
to the fire.
Just
Play some
read.
Scrabble.
Exactly, but like his
Snakes.
his lines are so sharp, and I mean, it's like I wouldn't say like a manga style because it's so it feels like that because it's so much energy to all the art. Like it's so I mean, that's no.
He's got some good stuff.
And so I mean, he's working on some Batman stuff, but
back to Dick Grayson.
Yeah, back to Dick Grayson. He just came back, but he's not that suit though. But yeah, it's Scott McDaniel, and it's sad to say that. I mean, not sad to say, but it's like I'm gonna go Jim Lee because I'm looking at artists who are doing consistent. Sequential, like there's other artists like J. Scott Campbell you like out there, but he does pinups and
What's
like.
Jim Lee done? I haven't seen any of his work.
He's kind of unknown right now.
Oh, okay. Up and comer.
Yeah,
For the last 30 years.
Yeah, but I mean, he started with Punisher and stuff like that. And he made his name early on.
Alpha Flight.
And Alpha Flight,
got into that, and he designed some of the TV show stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff was based off of his, and I mean, it looks great. And I mean, to this day, he still does comics, which that's why he's on my list because he's in charge of Wildstorm now. That's how big he is, but he's still doing.
Big. He's one of the
DC heads.
heads too.
Yeah, and it's like, but now it's like, okay, you're still gonna put out comics. That's why I'm like, he deserves to be on my list. And even though it is kind of like it's like a front runner, but there's a reason why. It's because his art's it's always consistent and it looks, but like there's nothing like it's like draw me this and like. If you see him at a convention, like he throws down like 4 lines on a paper, like that's Batman.
And he could do it and not even look too.
It's like he's got down like just like
they're talking to someone. Oh, can you pass me that? And like he's done with the picture and it looks phenomenal. Like it's a cover.
Yeah.
And one thing I'll say about him, like right now, he's doing a lot of cover work for like I don't know how many DC comics
and he's working with the DC Universe.
Yeah, he's running DC, and he designed every single character in DC Online. That's just astounding.
But as an artist, he still has his mark.
He still has, and he still does comics. That's the biggest thing to me. It's like
I can't wait for Wildcats issue 2.
I can't wait till the next issue of All Star Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
a few years down.
What else can we list off?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean,
he's a really great artist.
He's a really great artist, and
I don't know, like. He grew on me. He was one of the first. Like I read Batman Hush. That was some of the early stuff from him I've read, or saw his art in. But like eventually, like I saw his style. I saw Marv Wolfman's style.
He's a writer.
Or
George Perez?
No. I'll figure out the name later.
put it right here.
Yeah.
Billy Tan, Philip Tan. They all have like that sharp, edgy style. I saw some of Tony Daniel's earlier stuff tried to pay homage to Jim Lee. I think a little bit with that sharp, edgy, the inking and stuff. But I don't know. I've seen a lot of guys trying to do his style, and it just feels like it's a lot of exposure on his stuff.
And I mean, that's why he almost didn't make my list. I mean, I almost threw in there a few other names, but he as much as people try to ape off his style, he's still the originator, and also like he's it's very much a Western style to it too. When you look
Yeah,
at
it
it,
is.
as much as it's like yes, there are a lot of sharp lines like you're saying, but it still feels very. It doesn't feel like it's an American manga style like Joe Mad, where it's like on the verge of both. It's just very strictly
it's
Western style.
God bless America. And with that, so sorry, Noah, we got that stuck in your head. That's it for our show. I hope you guys got a kick out of this. Thanks for joining us, Victor. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me,
Ken. It's always a pleasure to have you around.
Yeah,
even though you got your own little corner over there.
That's fine. This is the comics to the toy side.
This is Ken's
right
world.
Here. Comics to the toy side right here. Victor's leaning in. You see that?
Yeah, we'll get
make mine comics, tunes, and toys.
I'm stuck over here with
13542 Newport Avenue, Tustin, California.
Everyone knows your name.
If you got any questions or any comments you want to put, email us, post on our Facebook or our website. Make sure to check out Comic Tunes and Toys. This shop is pretty awesome. We always like to thank them for letting us film here.
Yeah.
And with that, thanks for joining us. Until next time. Later.